Some lakes are known for one predominant species, and then there are those gems with the carrying capacity to grow and support many fish species and offer awesome fishing for all those species as a result. Leech Lake near Walker, Minnesota is one of those diamonds. Known for muskies and walleyes, a little-known secret is its looming smallmouth bass population. Over recent years, the fishery has started to receive more acclaim as a top-notch smallmouth bass fishery, besides its incredible walleye and muskie fishing. And it's drawing anglers with the unique opportunity of catching many different kinds of quality fish in one place. Today we join Al and Nick Lindner as they target springtime walleyes and smallmouth bass on Leech Lake using a variety of presentations. What they discover is a fishery busting apart at the seams with fish and a whole lot of fun. If you're looking for options for awesome fishing locations and want to learn more about Leech Lake, this is definitely a show you're not going to want to miss. Today we're going to tell you a Leech Lake story.
Now that is a heck of a walleye. Oh, got him, Nick. Oh,
There you go.
yeah. Oh, smallmouth.
Oh, really?
Little brownie. Yeah.
We got plenty of those in here.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. I like that. I like that. My first fish of the day. Short while out here. And he's the right color, Nick. He is
like
the
that.
right color. Yeah, you know, it really is amazing on a leech right now, like so many other lakes all over the country. After the mussels got into them, smallmouth exploded.
go.
Nick's got one.
Got one too? That's
Yeah.
a better fish. Ooh.
Big
Yeah,
brownie.
that's a good one.
Big brownie, Nick.
Yep.
Big brownie.
There we go.
Big brownie.
That was a very nice one. Jumped right out at the end of the cast.
That's a nice one. That was a good one. I seen her.
Yep. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes.
She's gonna come in. Oh yeah, she's coming. I gotta see if she's got a buddy with her. Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
You'll like that, don't
There we
you?
go. I'd spot lock right here, Al.
I
and
did.
we should just catch a bunch of these.
I did.
There we go. Just another nice one. Yeah, you know, that's one thing that's really cool about Leech Lake right now is it's really starting, if I can pop that out there, to blow up with nice smallmouth bass. Yeah, you know, it's actually pretty interesting that the smallmouth bass population on Leech Lake is, believe it or not, a developing population. And you know, when you're out here, it's a lot of fun to catch these bonus smallmouth bass. One thing I will say, when you have populations like this that are just coming up, I would highly recommend letting these fish go. There's plenty of good eating fish in this lake, and you know, this smallmouth bass population in a lake like this could be really special down the road. Yeah, that right there, that is the boulder you're looking for. So right now we moved out a little bit and we're fishing sort of a big rock flat out here. And you know, fishing behind Al, it's a little bit of a disadvantage, right? He's kind of a vacuum up there. But I will say that one thing that I do have to my advantage in the back here is I get to look at the side imaging unit right over there to my right. And one thing that's really nice about that is those transducers are looking straight out from the side of the boat. And when we roll over a big boulder, I get to line it up, see right where that boulder is, and then throw right on top of it. And you know, naturally a lot of the fish that we're seeing on this flat are relating to those boulders because that's all that's out there as far as cover. So yeah, if you are fishing in the back of the boat in a casting situation, I would definitely recommend turning the side imaging on and just using that as a way to locate where to put your casts.
Oh God. Oh. Whoa, it's running at me. It's got to be a small jug.
Really
yeah.
working, yeah.
It is. It's
Yep.
another big brownie.
Oh, it's a good one
Another
too.
big brownie. Oh, oh man. I'm loving this, Nick, on a beautiful afternoon. Even though them walleyes got a little bit of lockjaw, you know,
Smallies don't.
because of the lack of wind, I'm gonna have to go a little bit deeper. But I don't mind loading up on a whole bunch of these.
Tub.
You know, it's a interesting phenomena to see how walleyes, and particularly smallmouth bass, big fish like this, have adapted to the introduction, the invasion of zebra mussels and quagga mussels all over this great nation of ours. They cleaned up the lakes, and the smallmouth fishing is better than it has ever been in a lot of bodies of water. So is the walleye fishing. However, the habitat is impacting them, impacting the forage, and it's changing them a little bit. But the fish always adapt. Always, always, always adapt. Something wins, something loses. And now, you're gonna see more and more and more people targeting and catching big smallmouths and walleyes than ever before. The smallies have really benefited everywhere, everywhere. And they're my favorite fish, and I'm loving it. More and bigger smallmouths all over this great nation of ours. I love it. In Canada, same thing's happening in Canada. Yeah, you know, what used to be walleye country, people are saying, ooh, I'm starting to like this smallmouth stuff.
You know, I've been hearing over and over from my dad and Al and different people that smallmouth fishing is better than it's ever been. These guys have been around a little bit longer than I have, so I'm sort of used to it. But it's really interesting how you look at like Mille Lacs several years ago, Leech Lake right now, and also Lake Vermilion that I was up on earlier this spring catching smallmouth bass. All of these different major walleye fisheries have now exploded with smallmouth bass. And to me, it's really cool. It's another opportunity for action, especially on days where it might be flatter, calmer, and the walleye bite might be a little bit tougher. You're right, Al.
You got him?
Yep,
Could
right.
be a big walleye, real big walleye.
Right where you said to cast.
Walleye.
That's
nice
a good one. That's a nice
big
one.
Walleye, big walleye. That's what I've been saying. Oh, Bubba. That's a nice one, ain't it?
Yep, that's a pretty solid one.
I'm the kind of guy that'll come back here and net it for you. You know that?
That's the kind of guy I like, actually.
I know you are. I know you are. Look at that walleye. Whoo!
Ooh, feisty one too. Ready?
Look at that. Come here, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna hand you this sucker.
Appreciate that. Take a look at this guy, Al. Let me just set that rod down there. Got those big sharp teeth in the net, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. Look at that fish. That is a beauty. Let's get her unhooked quick. There we go. On plastics too, Al. Gotta love it. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Sweet, I'll get her back in the water. Ooh, that guy was pretty frisky. I actually caught that fish thrown up against shore in 4 foot of water. Rip jigging, light plastic, 1/8 ounce jig, which is sort of a necessity when you're fishing up in the shallows, with about a 4-inch plastic. And actually, it's sort of interesting. It seems like every time I hop in the boat with Al, we're doing something similar to this, especially this time of year, before it gets too deep and we start going to more heavy presentations. But yeah, this is a fun way to catch them, Al.
Man. Man, oh man. I thought for sure I had one of them bulldog well, nettles. But I'm not complaining. I am not complaining at all. And I know you ain't, Nick. Oh, and I know you don't mind. You know, it's always fun to go back and get good history from really good fishermen that have spent a lot of time on any body of water. And when you're seeing a change, yeah, you know, a lot of these lakes are changing like we're seeing now because of the mussels. To get a little input, we asked really, really good anglers that know Leech Lake really well and fished it for many years what their read is. What are they seeing on the lake right now? And what can you expect?
Brian Brostall here, and I love panfish. I target and chase panfish all the time. They're fun to catch. Leech Lake has some of the best pan fishing in Minnesota. Big crappies, bluegills, and jumbo perch. Invasives are in Leech Lake right now. Zebra mussels and milfoil. And I haven't seen really clear water yet from the zebra mussels, but it's coming. And when clear water comes, that'll bring deeper weed lines. So that's going to change everything also. But there's way more vegetation in the clear lakes, the zebra mussel lakes, and it grows deeper. So we have yet to see what's really going to happen. But for now, adapt to clear water strategies, lighter line, and getting away from the boat.
Hey, this is Toby Kowalivog. Speaking of zebra mussels in Leech Lake, you know, I chase muskies quite a bit, and you know, at first when I heard about the news that we have zebra mussels, I was a little bit worried. But you know, I fish Walker Bay a lot, and Walker Bay's a clear part of Leech Lake. You know, it's got 100 and some feet of water and a real clear part of the lake. And so far, I have not seen a whole lot of change as far as water clarity. But typically, with a infestation of zebra mussels, the lake will start to clear up a bit, and Leech Lake's going to become even more so wind-driven. And cloudy days, low light periods are going to become real important, especially when it comes to those muskies.
Hi, I'm Tom Newstrom, professional guide from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. You know, we talk about invasive species and we talk about them coming into some of the lakes. Leech Lake is another one where it's been discovered, but you know what? It hasn't really altered the fishing. Not yet. Will it someday? Possibly could. We've got milfoil, we've got rusty crayfish, and of course zebra mussels discovery too. The fish are still biting. There's a lot of fish to be caught, different species. Do I think it's a big deal yet? No, I don't. I don't think so at all. I think Leech Lake is an absolutely healthy lake, and it'll continue to be healthy. If changes occur, then we have to adjust to the changes. Just remember that. That's the most important thing. But Leech Lake is a wonderful fishery, and always was, and it probably always will be.
It's a good thing we ain't hungry, Nick.
Yeah, because she would be.
Good thing we ain't hungry.
She'd be in the pan as we speak.
Yeah. This lake, so many of these lakes now have like regulations on little different changes of slots and stuff, and a lot of different beliefs on slots. Personally, I like them. I like it because you can get so many big fish. Yeah, I like that. The problem, sometimes they leave the slot on too long. And then you got way too many big fish, and you're hurting for a little fish like that one there. Yeah, and that's a money fish up in a lot of these lakes. Those are the little fish that somebody likes to come and catch and eat. But they still like to catch an occasional big fish. So slots got a place. Yeah, it's a little bit controversial, but I know from my perspective, I like them. I like them. I'd like to see more lakes with them. And even on bass. Oh, big walleye.
That one looks really big.
Big walleye.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, big eyeball. Big one. Really big one, Nick. Look at it. I mean a King Kong. King Kong. Look at that. Oh, she's a dog. She's a dog. Whoo. Whoa. She's a queen. Whoo, what a big gal there, man. Oh, man, you didn't waste no time, did you?
Not with fish like that.
Okay, hang on. I gotta show you. Oh, we got company in the neighborhood too. Oh, here, look at this. Whoo, man. That one gets your attention, didn't it? Huh? Oh, he took my boot tail. There. Now that is a heck of a walleye. These lakes still produce a lot of fish. Leech is one of our favorite lakes. And what I really like about Leech over the years, this is a jig lake. It's funny how you get on certain bodies of water. Some are spinner lakes, some are jig lakes, some are trolling with board lakes. Well, Leech, for walleye, smallmouth, everything, it's a jig lake. It's one of our favorite lakes, and it's one of my favorite ways to catch them. Oh, it's so much fun. Even on these hot, calm days, you got to work a little bit at it. There's no question. But we get the job done, right, Nick?
That's for sure. That's awesome.
All right, I got to put that big gal back, huh? I just love when I see that. Woo! Woo! Oh, fish. I think it's another brown bag.
Really?
Yeah, it is another bigger one. Really good one. Really good one.
Let me know if you need me.
You got one? Oh, I thought you went
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Al. That's a toad.
spitting out,
Yeah, what'd
spitting
you
out
spit
minnow.
out there?
Spitting out minnows. Spitting them out. Oh, Nicholas, isn't this fun?
It's a lot of fun.
You're liking it, ain't it? You're liking it, ain't you?
I'm glad you pulled me out
yeah.
here.
Wait till you see this little fatso.
Oh boy, that's a serious fish, Al.
Oh,
Oh.
huh? Look at that little tub. Oh man, I love when we get on a hot bite like this on these smallies. You know, there's so many good small. You got yours?
Yep,
Oh, he's got one too. Let me put mine back.
Ooh. Well, this is a good one too, Al.
Boy, this is a little piggy. Oh, I hear it. That. Oh yeah, she's eating your lunch.
Stills too. Ooh, that's a decent one. I don't think it's as chunky as yours though.
You can go back around here a little bit on this side, Nick.
Yep. Really, whoa. Almost fell in there. Really nice fish. It turns out they like a jig in plastic too, just like the walleyes. Al told me the spot that we're on right now is actually kind of like a little rock reef sort of deal. And I was fishing a 1/4 ounce jig. Man, I might have to plier this puppy out. Do you got one hanging around?
Yeah, I do. I got three of them. You can have one in the back by you.
I really appreciate that. So I was fishing a 1/4 ounce jig. Let's see. Ugh. Holy cow. There we go. Nice. Sweet fish. The smallies sure are a lot of fun, Al. Now, as you guys can see, right now me and Al are rip jigging small jigs with plastics. And anytime that you're doing a light line presentation, obviously we like to use spinning reels, spinning rods. And right now I'm actually using a St. Croix Legend Elite rod, 6'8", medium power, extra fast action. And to me, that's the perfect rod for this presentation. I got it paired up right here with the Daiwa Ballistic, super duper smooth, buttery drag. You know, one thing you'll notice on rods that don't have reels that don't have as good a drag is that sometimes you'll get the jump in. I've never had that happen with these reels. So this is just perfect for this presentation, especially when you got a really big walleye or feisty smallmouth. And yeah, those guys are gonna take some drag on you. I will also say too, right now I got this rigged up with 10-pound braided line, Suffix 832, with a fairly lengthy, I'd say about 3 foot, 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. So that is my setup for this particular presentation. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to casting.
When we're jigging like this, there's a handful of different kind of baits that we really like to use. And I just got to show them to you because each one of them has a time or place.
Some of the best times to go fishing are when you got a couple different species of fish on the same structure or cover at the same time. This will often happen with smallmouth and walleyes because they both love rocks. Right now the walleyes are coming off the spawn and making a movement out to deeper water. The smallmouth coincidentally are using the same structure and cover shopping for spawning areas. This is a great time to double your pleasure. There's some jigs that we use that are effective for both species of fish. First off, you can never go wrong with the VMC Moon Eye jig. The large eye and aspirin-shaped head makes this bait dart and dance when fished aggressively. It can also be simply retrieved like a normal swim bait. The VMC bucktail jig is perfect because you can fish it with or without a trailer, and the oval-shaped head provides added control and balance to the jig. Both walleyes and smallies love hair. Now the Sleek jig is the newest innovation in the VMC line. It has a modified hook called Tech Set. What this means is it has a technical locking curve that maximizes hook sets and locks the fish in place. There was a lot of R&D that went into this jig, and it's not just another piece of lead and wire. Now, as far as soft plastics go, there are two primary shapes we like, the boot tail and split tail. The boot tail is best for a swimming retrieve, and the split tail shines when pop jigging. As a rule of thumb, if you want to catch smallmouth, a standard swimming retrieve is best. If you want to catch walleyes, a more erratic pop jigging off the bottom retrieve will produce.
Almost under the boat. Almost under the boat, Nick.
Wow.
That's a walleye. Good one. Good one.
Netter?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa. Oh yeah. Not one of them giants, but not bad.
Good one.
Yeah, we'll take her. We'll take her. Here.
There we go.
Yeah, she's not a bad one. You know, I had that fish follow. Whoa. Hang on, fish. You know, she really came up. She came up behind the jig. Yeah, you know, this fish coming out of about 4 feet of water. Oh, come here. Yeah, you know, whoa. She's a feisty one, man, huh? These are the kind you like to eat on Leech Lake, like that. That fish, she came charging out, and I seen her dart away. And you know, I told Nick I made a couple more casts. I said, we got to go back through, we'll get another one. And there was that same fish bit. She was way up on top of the rocks. It is amazing how shallow some of these fish will get at this time of the year on these lakes. And the reason that they're up, the reason that there's so many of these walleyes are up shallow yet, it's the tail end of the really good bite. But what happens after they spawn, the perch spawn a little while after that, and then the spot tail shiners are spawning too, and walleyes love spot tail shiners. They love them, they love them, they love them. And as long as those spot tails are up in shallow water, there's a whole lot of walleyes up in shallow water. Middle of the day, sunny, just like this. And they're up there. They're up there eating those. They're up there eating those shiners. They're pigging out on them. And I know a lot of people it's a hard thing for them to get into their head to get really shallow in some of these lakes at this time of the year when those spot tails are up. But you know, these are the same fish people are catching at night pulling rapalas, the exact same fish. They're spooky, but you can still catch them. No, I'm a good net man. I'll tell you what, I am a good net man.
Well, that's what I really, really need right now. This is the kind
of. Oh yeah, she's a good,
this
really
is the kind
good
of,
one, really good one, real good one.
This is the kind of girl.
There you go, fatso.
Yes. Ooh.
There you go.
Sweet.
There's yours.
Thank you, sir.
Huh?
How about that? Not bad.
I'm out of your way here. I got to get back on the troll, man.
Okay, before we get pushed into these rocks, right?
I spot lock real quick.
How do you like that beauty? Leech Lake wall dog. She's even a little perky too. How do you like that? That's a handful right there. She gone. You know, Al picked me up. It was probably a little bit before lunchtime. He told me that I could assure my wife Jordan that we'd be back by dinner. And yeah, it's about that time, but another successful trip on Leech Lake. That's a wrap.
You know, I love to read books. I'm a print guy, and that's how I receive things. And I read all kinds of books on fishing, the fishing industry, the Bible, and things related to it, and the things of God. I picked up this book, or rather it was sent to me, Trying to See, an eclectic devotional. And the back word got my attention right away. Can God really be known? Many a follower has looked into spiritual practices hoping for their life-changing impact. And this guy went into a whole bunch of experiences. One chapter got my attention, well, a few of them did, but one of them I want to read to you. It's called, Where Do You Go to Church? Now that being said, many of you that are watching this show don't go to church at all. In fact, a major recent survey of people in the United States, a large number, and I'm sure these stats are about the same for those of you that live in Canada, today's statistics, about 25% of the people consider themselves non-affiliated with any church or any organization. The term they gave them is nuns. I go to church and I love it. My pastor, when I go in on a Sunday service, The Spirit of God talks to him, to me, so much. He said things on a regular Sunday that he is led and prayed up to do for the fellowship that I go to. But he has said things that have more impact on my daily life than I've gotten from anybody else anywhere at any time. In particular, there's times that Mary and I needed advice and direction, and his wisdom has had a big impact on my life. And when he shares the truth of the Word and goes to some Bible and backs it up with Bible truth, it's easy for me to receive. I'm a churchgoer, and if I miss a Sunday, it has an impact on me. So I just needed to share that with you. The world we live in is changing for a lot of different reasons, but one thing never changes. It's the Word of God, the Bible. It holds true many years ago, and it will hold true today. And as long as this earth is here, the truth and power of the Word is there. In a lot of cases, the best place to hear it is in a church that you're comfortable with, that you hear from God. You know that you're where you're supposed to be. And it's a great feeling when it happens. Had to share that with you. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good, safe fishing season. See you on the water. Hey, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching. And if you really like what you see, we got a whole lot more. So check us out at any one of these online outlets.